Hal, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so this is a picture of me after I was born in the hospital, and the fact that I can even stand here and say that to you is somewhat of a miracle. The day I was born, my dad was holding me, and he looked down and saw that my face and body had started to turn blue. The doctors found out that I had developed pneumonia, and they hadn't caught it quite in time, so my lung had collapsed. They had to do an emergency surgery in Elma where they cut into my lung and put a tube in to blow my lung back up so I could breathe. After that, I was transferred to Sparrow. I was there for 7 days. I was so sick, I got so sick so quickly that I only had a 30% chance to live. But I was stubborn and strong, and I fought my way through it. And they actually didn't know if I would have any sort of learning disability or anything like that, and luckily for me, I don't. The only thing is, like, tags and stickers and stuff really bother me because of all the needles that poked me when I was such a little kid. So I wanted to show a little bit about myself. The next picture is a picture of my bedroom, the new iOS 7, it's panoramic. And I figured this would show more than I could describe. I like to keep things pretty neat, but my closet on the left and that dresser on the right are a little messy, but I can close them and no one even knows. So this is my family. They are the most important people to me. They're the basis of who I am. That's my mom and dad. Most of you probably know my mom as Mrs. Dickman. She teaches in the elementary. And my dad works at Central. He has an official title, but the sign on his door says Dan Dan, the vacuum man. He fixes custodial equipment. And they've taught me to be a kind and independent person, and they're the best. And this is my sister Kaylee. She is 4 years older than me, and she goes to Central. She is my best friend, and as most of you probably know that have sisters, you fight a lot when you're younger. Now that we're older, we really get along great. And of course, my dog Daisy, she's about 7 years old. She's a black lab. It's really special that we have her because when I was little, I was actually terrified of dogs. I had a bad situation when I was a little kid, and I was napping in my bed. My mom was bringing in groceries, and she left the door open. The neighbor's dog had come into my room, was towering over me, and started barking. So I woke up to this huge dog baring its teeth at me, and I was horrified. And my uncle decided that we should get a dog to get over my fear, and to my horror, my parents agreed. So we went to a man named Claire who bred black labs, and my sister was excited, and she sat down on the floor and was playing with all the puppies. I was hiding behind my parents, and the man noticed that one of the dogs was missing, so we called for her. And she came running down off of their back porch, which was the only place on the property they weren't allowed to go. She had this huge tomato plant sticking off of her head. She came running right up to me and sat down and wagged her tail and looked up at me with these big brown eyes, and I just fell in love.
You were
so we
chosen.
had to have her. And the man even told us, you do not want to have that dog. She is so much trouble. But we took her home, and now I love dogs. I have a really soft spot in my heart for them. And my favorite thing to do is to sing and to perform. This is from last year, The Little Match Girl. Pretty much my job was to not burn down the auditorium. It almost happened one night when one of the matches broke onto the floor, but I saved it. And this was from my sophomore year. We did the Seussical Junior. I was Gertrude the bird with a one-feather tail. All I wanted out of life was for Horton the elephant to notice me. It took a while, but we got there in the end. And of course, my personal favorite was Cinderella, my freshman year. I definitely did not expect to get the lead, and it created a lot of drama. People were really mad that I got it. A couple people actually quit the play, and people had talked about me, how I didn't deserve it. So I had a lot to prove, not only to myself, but to all those people who didn't think I could do it. And in the end, it was a lot of hard work, but so much fun. And my friends. That is Joel. He is definitely dramatic, but he is so much fun. He was the Katie and Cinderella. That's when we really became great friends. And Katie and Becky, this is at after prom. And Seth Davis and Josh Klein. I don't know why they look so scared. I never even dropped him. And my future. That's CMU. It's where I plan to attend college. I'm not quite sure what for yet. I'm thinking maybe event planning. I think it'd be a lot of fun to plan different events for theater so I could still be involved in what I love. And New York City is where I plan to live after college. This is a picture I took on our choir trip there. My uncle actually lives about an hour out of the city, so I've been there a lot. It's got such great energy and so much to do and so much to see, so I really love it. And I hope you guys learned a little bit about me. Thanks for listening.
Well done.